Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the best show in MLE. Today, I'm here with two of the best panelists, Pandy and Bear.
What's
So
up?
happy to be here.
So, this is Pandy's first time on OpenNet, and I just gotta say, Pandy, will PL be based today? Will we finally have a based PL?
The PL guys have been asking for this for about 4 months now. So I took the step. I stepped up. I'm going to be on OpenNet this week, as you guys can see. And PL is finally going to get the justice they deserve. They're going to be talked about a little bit more today.
Yes. Finally, we get there. That is why today's episode title is remarkably PL's promise. And that promise is strictly from Pandy, and if you guys don't like it, we just blame him.
Yeah, everything's Candy's fault if you don't like the way PL goes. That's the rule.
Yeah. That's what we're going.
I'm here to show that PL is the best.
Okay, sure
okay,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's definitely not FL plus.
Yeah.
FL plus is
You
definitely
know.
not the best.
Yeah, honestly, facts.
No.
Speaking of FL, why don't we start talking about week 2 games from FL? So, Bear, why don't you take us away?
Week 2 games from FL. I've got to say the Hawks game. Let me pull up. I have all the report cards so that I can talk about them. But notably, I saw where Iwu had kind of carried the Hive against the Hawks against the Hive this week, and they only came out with a 3-2 win, so it was fairly close, and this is in threes. But a notable thing is that Iwu just ranked out this week. So with Iwu being their carry and them winning by one game, that kind of makes me wonder what's next for Hawks. Are they going to be able to keep a winning streak going? Or is it now gone because their carry ranked up to AL? And then a few more. We'll talk about Spartans and Expresses. So Spartans actually are looking pretty good in twos, I believe. Yeah, so they got the 4-1 this last week against the Knights in twos. So, a very good win. But then when it comes down to threes, they ended up losing 0-5, so not their finest appearance. So it's kind of strange they're seeing such a difference in the same week. Personally, didn't expect that. I thought Spartans were finally gonna rise above their station, if you will. And then finally, I have the Bears and the Outlaws. Kind of the same thing. The Bears went 0-5 in twos. And the weird thing about this is that P. Hamilton, who was on the Outlaws, and Osiris, who was on the Bears, both also played in the threes match, but then it was almost completely different odds because the Bears ended up winning 4-1 in that game. So, two different sets of matches that just came out almost the exact same. So it was just very interesting. So that's what I have for FL.
Absolutely is. Yeah, and you could really see the difference between teams that are twos mains versus threes mains when it comes to these things. And some people might be like, "Oh, if you're good at Rocket League, you're good at Rocket League." But once you dive into like the smaller bits of it, there really are just people who are twos mains and teams in MLE that are striking for twos mains rather than threes mains.
Yeah, that's very true. And same with threes mains too. I know which this isn't FL, but one of the ML guys on the Jets, I was talking with him earlier today, and he was telling me how he's a threes player only and he hates twos. So yeah, it's really, different teams can strive to win twos championship or threes championship. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about AL now?
Okay, AL, I have a little bit different. So we have Shadow. They went 5-0 against the Sharks in twos, but then they go 0-5 in threes. So it's kind of the same as what we were talking about before. Two different, outcomes, but it's the same week, same players. So in threes, they have, Shadow in twos is 10-0, but then in threes they're 2-8. So it's like, how do you have such a difference?
I wonder what type of team they are.
Definitely not a twos main. No, but just very different. A little bit about the Jets. They won 4-1 in twos, I believe, but then lost 2 and 3. Just Express this week. That's leading to Express's second win in threes. So they've got 100% series win rate in threes so far. But it's their second loss in twos, so far they haven't won a series in twos. But so Express is almost looking like a threes team. So, but they're doing good there.
Yeah.
Elite is playing amazing. In doubles so far, they've went 9-1 with their recent 4-1 against the Tyrants, making them second place in twos, only to Shadow's 10-0 record, as I said earlier.
Nice.
And then this is actually from an AL player I had. They sent me a few different recaps from the matches. We have Blizzard's 5-0 against Eclipse, and they said that one was wild. And Aeon actually got a 90 sprocket rating in a
Wow.
league match. Like, you never expect that. So got a 90 sprocket rating. Wizards went 5-0 with Black Laser, who had 18 goals, which was also, I mean, that's, 5 games, 18 goals. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
we
it really
had
is.
yeah, and then we had Flames getting 4-1 by the Pandas, which nobody was expected. Big upset for the Pandas, but Flames ended up coming out with a win 4-1.
I see, and I'm curious about Pandy over here seeing a 90 sprocket rating. Is that something that's common in PL, or is it too common?
Absolutely not. You got like people that are trying to fight for the highest sprocket rating. And so, I mean, yeah, you got the best players in the league, but they're playing against each other. So you're going to have pretty much an even amount of even sprocket rating across the board. You'd actually be more surprised, be surprised more often than not. There's people that go 3-0 and end up with like a 30 because
Really?
they can either get carried by players that are just playing really well. And how sprocket works is if you don't have balanced stats, your sprocket rating may be lower. So someone that's super offensive heavy, they may score 20 goals in a series and have 0 saves and 0 assists. They're going to have like a 40 sprocket rating, but they go 3-0. So you see that pretty often, but a 90 sprocket rating isn't all that common.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I guess that just shows how awesome it is to get a 90 sprocket rating, especially in a league match, right? Because when you're doing it in scrims, it's one thing, but having all that pressure on you with your team, that's something different.
Yeah, and thinking too, they're playing with their teammates who sure they play best with, but they're also playing against somebody else and their teammates where their team is playing the best. So it's like seeing a 90 it's just crazy.
It really is. It really is. And I've seen a couple of high sprocket ratings, but I wanna know who the first person to get 100 sprocket rating is. I wanna see it happen.
I don't think it'll ever happen. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that never.
That's gonna be very difficult.
I don't know how sprocket works too much, but I want to see it. That's all I'm saying. That's all
I want to say the other team can't register a shot. I think that's how it works.
I think we would need 2 PLs with
FL?
2 FLs. Yeah, 2 PL against 2
honestly,
FL.
Because that would just make the FL players just be too good over the PL players.
A 20-style game versus a 5-style game.
I mean,
it's
win
like,
it.
Honestly, if PL played against FL, like it would be so unfair to the PL players.
I know, they'd have no chance.
They'd have no chance.
Okay,
I'm sure Pandy understands.
Is that a direct challenge? Does this need to happen?
Stay tuned for the 1v1 later in the show.
All right, let's move on. No.
all right, no, you're right. Let's move on. Let's touch on CL. So that is going to be me talking about this stuff here, and I'm going to start off with the Comets coming back in twos after a 2-3 loss last week. They cleaned the demolition with a 4-1 in twos and a 5-0 in threes. So they did really good this last week's. Props to the Comets, and they're putting themselves in a way better position than they did last week for the rest of the season. So big props to the Comets there. Then we got the boys from the Blizzard coming off real strong in the first 2 weeks with a 9-1 record in both twos and threes. So they've only lost 1 game in each game mode, which is just incredible. We have, I don't think we've seen that in any league so far. I think they have the best series scores, and I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Do you guys know of any other team?
I know there's some teams that are like that on the opposite end of the spectrum, but I know in PL there's not a team that is that good this off in the season.
Yeah, so big props to Mr. Ruben Sandwich for coming in and getting the Blizzards all cleaned up for that. So shout out to my boy. And then I'm going to start talking about the Knights here, because I can't talk about the Blizzards without talking about the Knights, because they are also really high up. They are 8-2 in twos and then 10-0 in threes. So they have the same kind of record, but you know what I mean? Like it's pretty similar. So big props to them. Good job from both teams. I can't wait to see how these teams are going to do in the upcoming games, right? Because I want to know if they just had a couple really good weeks and other teams are going to come up from below them, like how you said with the Pandas being getting upset by the Flames. Right? So I wonder if something like that's going to happen with these two teams. They're 2 fantastic teams. I wonder what's going to happen.
That's why it needs to be a pick'ems match when that comes up. Pick'ems match. They
might be. You never know. And then one more team for CL that I'll talk about is the Hurricanes. So I gotta love a good old comeback story after their last week threes match. They got 1-4, but they came back strong this week and went 4-1. So I love a good comeback. Keep up the good work, Canes. Keep following it up, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next. So now I will talk about Master League, the league that I'm so smart in, obviously, because I
Yeah, so
totally play in
familiar
this
with.
league.
Yeah, best
So
friends all throughout there.
Yep. Shout out to Zach V for not helping me with this, but but my next couple of sentences has some puns, so feel free to laugh.
No. Mute the stream.
The Lightning strike in week 2, guys. After
Oh
a
no,
tough
that's so funny.
loss on stream in week 1, they strike and they're bouncing back against the Hurricanes with a 5-0 against them this last week. Props to the Lightning after coming back. Sometimes it could be really embarrassing to lose on stream, in front of all your friends, but they used it, they sucked it up, and they just spat it out at the Hurricanes, spun the Hurricanes out of commission. You know what I mean? So, speaking about 5-0s, the Sharks shed some light on the Shadows in 2s, dude. So they took the 8-2 Shadows this week with some big wins, and this moved the Sharks into 4th place in 2s and 11th place in standard. So good job from the Sharks this week. They did fantastic, and I could tell Bear's loving my puns here. And if you want more, good, because I'm not done yet. The Demolition completely blew up the comments in 2s this week, okay? With the 75 and 68 sprocket rating from Zach V and Smiley. Zach V gets a shout out here. They were in it to win it. They did really good. I believe they got a 5-0, and it's such high of a sprocket rating. It might not be a 90, but it's pretty good. So good job to all the ML teams. And I really can't wait to see which teams come back from these losses and which teams push through with their current momentum. So that's enough puns. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Pandy, please tell me you don't
Pandy,
have the same thing as him, please.
Well, Bear, I'm sorry. So, it's talking about PL. You guys, it's time. PL's promise. Here we go.
Finally based.
So, PL, we were talking about a recap of week 2. The Flames, after a 4-1 loss to the Pandas last week, absolutely torched the Rhinos 5-0 in 3s this week, and not a very expected result of that game, as Just Tuck and Red are going to be wanting to bounce back after that one. But their power rankings definitely will reflect that loss. But again, the Rhinos on the mainstream picked up a 3-2 win over Solus and Tech. Congratulations to Elias and Exy for that one. But you got to give credit to Arju, Jaeger, and Dustin there in that 3s games. They stepped up, ready to win from the start, especially after that 4-1 loss, getting themselves back up to 6-4 on the season. And they scored 18 goals on 57 shots in 3s. That is not an easy feat to do, especially against the Rhinos, who are pretty much widely known as like the best team in PL. So nobody on the Flames also has had less than a 64 sprocket rating, which in 3s is ridiculous. All 3 players having a 64 or higher is pretty crazy. But congratulations to the Flames this week. I have no doubt the Rhinos will bounce back after that one. The Pandas moving over to, continuing in the Orange Conference, they beat the 1 seed Lightning. Unfortunately, I am on the Lightning, but they beat them 4-1 in 2s. I did not play this week, but continuing success from
blame
week
it on the
1.
teammates. Blame it on the teammates.
That's
what I
Blame
meant.
it on the teammates. Of course.
He didn't
I'm
play,
sorry, Taylor.
so now they
Drop
lose.
him.
No,
Drop him now, Lightning.
It's Taylor's fault.
throw him under the bus or whatever,
But the Pandas, they beat us 4-1 in 2s. The Lightning were powering the 1st seed last week, but so they continue their success from beating the Flames in week 1. Yeezy is reigning over PL in 2s currently, put up 16 saves against Talo and Sparta, and Alizai complimenting Yeezy very well in that series as well. The Pandas are looking to play against the Rhinos this week, as we will talk about later in the upcoming matches for this week. Moving over to the Dodgers. They kind of struggled at the start of this season, but they destroyed the Shadow 4-1 this week. Rhinos beat them 4-1. It was a really tough loss for them last week, but Alex Nitt and Mixta bouncing back, showing some great team chemistry. As that's kind of a thing the Dodgers have kind of been struggling with a little bit, as we kind of know. This is only week 2. Teams have been kind of experimenting with as many rosters as they can, just kind of get a feel for things. But the Dodgers starting to gain their footing after a 4-1 win over the Shadow, and the Dodgers are in a good position after that one. Sabres kind of moving over to the Blue Conference. Light, Nezzy, and Remy. The Sabres kind of have been struggling as well. They've had a lot of roster changes, as Just Tuck, as newly back to the Rhinos, is formerly on the Sabres. But Nezzy took the captain of the ship alongside Remy and Light, and picked up a win over the Hurricanes, who was power ranked number 1 in threes last week. So fantastic job by them. Nezzy put on an absolute clinic with 16 saves in that series. And again, the Sabres are looking to start some progress there in the Blue Conference. And finally, to wrap up the last matchup, the Wolves put up an undisputed number 1 record, improving to 9-1 in threes in PL, taking their series 4-1 over Steve's, the Ford freestyler. It's a strong Blizzard roster, and Infernal Dragon stepped up off of the FA list alongside Luke and Vazoom, taking the number 1 spot in that Sprocket rating this week by 0.01 Sprocket rating over Vazoom. How about that?
Wow.
But again, the Wolves are showing a lot of promise. They've just picked up Luke and Infernal Dragon this past week, and that just means they've got a lot of versatility on their team. It means that they can do a lot with many different rosters, and it's going to be definitely a force to work with, because Mellow Yellow and Afterburner are 2 players that are not easy forces to reckon with as far as PL goes. But congratulations to them. Vazoom is taking the captain of the pack, doing a fantastic job for the Wolves. So the Wolves have team chemistry. That's pretty much every team that we talked about in PL. So there's only 10 teams. It's kind of easy to get everything done. But congratulations to everyone this week. Without a doubt, we're going to have some great matchups next week.
Nice job. And hopefully everyone in PL will one day be just as good as everyone in FL. So keep up the good work, guys.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah, just
I mean, that's a pretty high bar though, Sky Guy. I mean, don't give them.
I know.
They're really shooting for the sky on that. But you guys just try.
Candy, I know you see Bear next to you, but I'll tell you this much: he is peak performance in Rocket League. So one day you're gonna want to be like him.
Whole 5 Sal.
Let's bring him into a PL game, and then put me in an FL game, and then we'll see how that goes.
I think I'll pass. Bit busy this week. Yeah.
Alrighty, well that is it for our review of week 2, and now we're gonna go look at some of the best plays from week 2. We're jumping into play of the week. Everyone's favorite sponsor, Balls Guarana.
I love
How
balls.
much do you guys love balls, guys? How much?
I mean, balls always quench my thirst. I love it. Love balls.
I'm not surprised, dude. I'm really not surprised. And honestly, it's just when I'm sitting there and I want an energy drink, I can't stop thinking about balls. It's the only one that's in my mind.
Yeah,
balls in the brain.
Balls are pretty good. Lots of energy all at once.
Yeah, so you know what? Let's see who's gonna get the balls this week. I think our first clip is from Champions League CL. We have Tyrants versus Elite 2s. So, and this was in game 5. Let's see this. Let's run this.
Carrying it upfield, just has to get past Sloppy. The Sloppy, though, gonna deny him. And one thing that I just want to say right now, the Elite scored 5 goals in their first game. They've only scored 4 goals in total since then. And what a goal coming out there from Hypercoder to give the Tyrants an early lead here again.
Yeah, beautiful pass. Now wait, so Hypercoder did get credit there for that shot. It was
All right, guys, I gotta say that was a pretty sick clip. Big props to our boy Hypercoder right there. Unfortunately, the Elite getting dunked, but I gotta say that Doomsy dunks, that looks pretty sick to me. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, you got it, Bear.
Pandy could probably answer this for me, but I don't know if that's considered a double tap if you hit the other person and then in, but I'll let him decide.
Why not both? It's a Doomsy dish and a dunk. Call it both. 2 in 1.
Well.
That's definitely not an easy shot to hit. I mean, especially in this level of competition, it's that is a shot to admire and definitely a great candidate for play of the week.
Absolutely. So good luck to Mr. Hypercoder for that one. And let's hop into ML3's Wizards vs Spectre. This is Maniac's shot. Like I said, Master League. So let's hop and see that one.
Rocking and rolling for the green and purple. As Maniac finding the dish. He's going to solve it off the backboard. Double tap opportunity, and that's going to be 3-0. All they could do is watch as their house of cards falls.
And the nice shots coming out in the chat. Maniac with the read off the pass, off the backboard, and into the net again. Exclamation mark POTW. That's for play.
Lost for words. I'm lost for words. Oh my God. That was fantastic.
Play of the season.
Play of the season. Oh my God. That was good. Not much else to say about that. I'm sure everyone else in the audience right now is just as in awe as we are. That was an incredible angle, incredible touches, and that's PL material right there, if I
Yeah,
do say so
that
myself. Because
that kind of shot is really easy to overlook too, because you think like, yeah, he double tapped it. It's a double tap, but like the amount of mechanics and like the amount of time it takes to practice and get that angle right off of the pass, you got to give so much credit to that pass too. It's perfect pass, perfect speed, perfect position. Both players deserve balls there.
No.
Absolutely. I would give both of them balls if I could. You know what I mean? Just off of that entire situation. But unfortunately, we can only choose one. And if this clip wins it, Maniac will take home the balls.
Beautiful
But
shot.
we have one more clip to look at. It's from Bears vs. Outlaws 3. This was my series. And don't worry, you'll see.
It's not his clip.
It's not my clip. It's not mine. I'm not that good, okay? It's from Live for Tomorrow. It was on the opposing team. And you guys will be the judge of the shots. So let's go see that one.
Going to give a chance to flash. Zona midfield, but no touch from the offender is not going to be enough to get it done. As we continue to play forward, both teams just cannot get this ball in the net.
A controlled play here. The flick's up, and it's in. Live for Tomorrow does exactly that. He keeps the Outlaws alive in the series. Unbelievable control. 4 minutes into overtime, and you have the audacity to dribble the ball in front of 3 defenders and flick it over them.
You guys go ahead.
So
Man. High stakes. Also, that voice, beautiful.
Honestly, I don't know who was casting it, but they sounded really good.
They need to be paid.
yeah,
They need
they
to
also
get voice
deserve some
modeling or
balls.
something.
Honestly, they should get
They
some balls
do.
if that clip wins.
Yeah, they should. The whoever does the voiceover. But great shot by Live for Tomorrow. I have my skeptics about it because I was on the opposing team, but that's besides the point here. I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as possible unless anyone else wants to talk, so I don't have to.
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
I casted that game, but yeah, that was a fantastic one to call. 4.5 minute overtime. That was a really high stakes shot. May not have been the most flashy mechanical thing you've ever seen, but it was a really dangerous thing to go for. And Live for Tomorrow was like, hey, with 4.5 minutes in overtime, down, I believe it was 2-0 in the series. I can't remember, but yeah, it was 2-0 in the series. It was like, I'm just going to take a chance, and just that was the riskiest play of the entire series to make, and he got it done. That's just may not have been flashy, but it had to do with the circumstance. 4.5 minutes into OT, down on series point, got it done.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is now the time for us to start voting. I believe that there will be a voting thing shot into the comments soon enough. But while we're waiting for that, who do you guys think is going to win this? Andy, you go first. Who do you think is going to take this one?
I mean, as a PL player, I honestly think Maniac's shot is going to be a very good contender. I mean, that you don't see shots like that very often. That mechanical kind of style was just absolutely wild. nothing that we've seen so far.
Understandable. How about you, Bear? What do you think?
I mean, I voted for Maniac on the stream, so hopefully he goes home with the balls today. But only time can tell who will get the balls.
Fair enough. I mean, Maniac had a great shot. Hypercoder also had a fantastic shot. It looks like a pretty close battle. We still have a little bit over a minute left on voting, and it's currently 9-14. Oh, Hypercoder is slowly losing. Oh, and he's gaining some. We'll see how this goes because Hypercoder had a great shot, but so did Maniac, right? So I could only imagine this is going to be a very close vote, right? So we got 11 and 16 now.
Oh, let's show Live for Tomorrow some love. Come on.
Yeah, sorry, Live for Tomorrow.
I mean, it was definitely a good shot, and it clutched it up in the overtime, but the others were so mechanical.
I think in another week it probably could have been a better contender, but this week we just had two incredible. Oh, someone got Live for Tomorrow!
Yay! Yeah,
someone got his back.
3%.
Someone got his back.
Live for Tomorrow. Are you watching the stream right now? No.
Yeah, it's Live for Tomorrow. He's doing it himself.
Yeah, vote. I understand it.
Yeah, I respect it. I would have done the same. Can't disagree with what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's already an honor to get put up there, being the top 3 for Play of the Week. So.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, I think we're gonna have to give a big old congratulations to Mr. Maniac. from oh, it says CL, but he's actually ML on the voting thing. So don't be confused about that. He is supposed to be ML. So good job to Maniac. The Open Nets management will be in contact with you soon, so don't worry. You'll get your balls, and I promise you,
Congratulations.
soon enough, you'll have balls in your mouth. I can promise that.
Oh my
Okay.
He
god.
promises you'll get some balls in your mouth.
Yes.
I mean, you can even try chugging them. I recommend it myself. I mean,
Alrighty.
pretty.
Well, we are now going to hop in and do a preview of week 3. So we're gonna start off with FL again. So Bear, tell us about what's gonna go on this upcoming.
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of rapid fire. On FL, I do have their current standing. So we're going to talk about FL threes is going to be the focus. We've got Comets versus Spectre. Comets are looking like they should win this because they are currently 9-1 in threes against Spectres 5-5. And then we have Aviators and Hawks going against each other's in threes. That'll be a very even matchup. They both have a series or a record of 5-5. And then finally the Ducks in the Hive, which should be Hive coming out on top, but the records are pretty close. It's 4-6 to the Ducks and 6-4 to the Hive. So should be some good matches in FL this week.
Nice. And I'm sorry, which ones are on Pick'ems again?
All three, right?
All 3 of them are on
Yeah,
Pick'ems?
I'm picking.
Whoa.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god. That's
Am I?
I
If
never
as
even
long
noticed
as
that.
that's allowed, I'm picking all 3.
You go ahead. You can do whatever you want, Bear. This is your little segment. Dude,
Okay.
It's your world. We're just living in it. Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I think I'm ready for the Comets match just because I want to see an upset, but we'll see if that works. And then I also have AL, and I don't have the series record for AL, but I know that the Bulls in Elite 2's match is going to be very interesting. They have a semi-close record, and then same with the Blizzard in Hurricanes 3's match, also going to be very close.
Nice.
But yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping for upsets this week. I really am. I want to see some big changes. As bad as that sounds.
Dude woke up and said, "I want to be toxic this week. Who's gonna lose the worst? Who's gonna lose the
Exactly.
worst? I want to know."
Where's the best place to do it? Open it.
Discussing FL versus PL and seeing who's gonna lose. I mean, we're all over the place.
Yeah, fair enough. This is quite an adventurous open net episode. I'm sure everyone understands why. Was that
Definitely
it for
nothing to do
AL?
with the name.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all. I mean, there's
That's it
a
for
few
AL?
more. I've got Foxes and
let's see.
Sabres gonna be a good 3s match, and Outlaws and Rhinos gonna be a good 2s match. But again, out of those 4, I think my favorites are gonna be Bulls and Elite, and then Blizzard and Hurricane. Both good teams, or I say both. All 4 are really good teams. Doing pretty decent in AL, so should be good outcomes altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited to watch them, or I guess if they're not being streamed on affiliates, or do you know if either of them are going to be on stream this weekend? Do you know?
I am pretty
Not.
sure that 2 of the 4 are. I'm not 100% sure which 2, but I
Okay,
believe so.
That's fine. Alrighty. Well, be sure to catch those guys on stream, guys, because it's going to be fantastic matches all around. And now I'm going to jump into CL, where we also might have some streamed matches and some pick'ems. So fun times for CL right here. First teams I'm going to talk about are Knights versus Express. The 10-0 Knights are going to take on the 8-2 Express. This 3's match is going to make or break their team records here, right? Because we got the Knights 10-0. They don't want to lose, but they're playing against the second best team, not only in CL for, I guess no, they're going to be like third place. Knights are first place, and I believe Express are like third or fourth place, but they're in the same division because these are divisional. So that's what makes it super important. And this is just going to make or break the team records because Express want to continue with their momentum, and Knights are unbreakable. So are the Express going to finally ram into the Knights and break them? What do you guys think is going to happen when we have 2 teams at this high level?
I mean, the Express are definitely wanting to derail the Knights. Sorry.
Dude, Knights.
But the Knights, I mean, like you said, they're looking to keep their perfect record. The Express are going to be out for blood. They're going to be wanting to knock these guys off the top and take that spot themselves. I don't know the exact standings, but I mean, if we have a good series win here, it could be in the hands of the Express, and it's their job to knock them down.
Yeah. Okay, I just checked the standings sheet, and it says Knights are first and Express are fourth, but they are technically tied for third. You know what I mean? It's
Gotcha.
just the goal differential.
Well, I mean, not to throw Express under the bus or anything, but I do also know that in Tuesday loss this last week to Jets by 4, or it was a 4-1 game, so
I
for
see.
series. So I mean, who knows what'll happen? But
It's true.
I don't
Yeah,
remember we
absolutely.
played the Knights too. Oh, we beat the Knights too. So both teams Jets are on top. I mean, that's all that
Dots
I've
on top. Dots
gotten
on top.
from this CL.
Got it. Okay.
Oh
Well,
wait, no,
this
I was
matchup
wrong.
also gives chance to the Spartans or Jets, because Spartans and Jets are also in their division playing against each other. They both don't have the best records, but if one of these teams, whether the Knights or the Express, has a big game against each other, that gives the Spartans and Jets a chance to kind of
Yeah.
break out of this bad momentum they've had and maybe get a chance to go for divisional, like first place in divisional. So
Yeah, I just
big
want to
hopes there.
apologize. I was actually wrong. Jets lost both of those series. I was looking at AL,
Oh,
but
bear.
Understandable. Well,
but
casual bear
that
loss.
be-
Take the L.
Who's the
that being
substitute
said,
panelist?
that being said, Knights did beat Jets 5-0 in match
Mhm.
1, and then Jets lost 2-3 against Express. So my vote's going for Knights. Actually, I lied.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Revenge.
Well, appreciate your
Yeah.
vote. I didn't ask for it, but I thank
Oh,
you.
all
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Alrighty. Next up for CL, we're going to talk about the Pandas versus the Sharks. And this game is one that I'm kind of looking forward to watching because I want to know if the Pandas are going to be taking off their hot streak. So Sharks have not had a really good first 2 weeks, but I know they're going to be hungry to take down the Pandas, right? Yeah, when you aren't doing good in your first 2 weeks, your third week is almost like a wake up call, right? You're sitting there and you're thinking, what are we going to do as a team to really pick ourselves up and move on? And sometimes playing against the hottest team on the trail is exactly what's going to do that for you.
It kind of sets the tone for the season. You may
Mhm.
have like a couple weaker opponents earlier in the season, and I don't know the case here, but I mean, if you have a couple weaker opponents, like we're going to see in PL, a team is really going to have a big test, and I think this is a great example of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I really can't wait to see this go down this weekend. But honestly, the one I'm most excited about is probably the Tyrants versus Dodgers. Now, this game is going to be probably almost at the same tier, maybe even a little bit higher than Knights versus Express, because you're expecting a strong game coming out from Knights and Express. But Tyrants and Dodgers are even closer together because in threes, they are sixth place Tyrant and eighth place Dodgers. And in twos, they are sixth place Dodgers and seventh place Tyrants. So, two really close teams that are both significantly good in both twos and threes, they're going to be out for each other's blood. They're gonna be going out and really saying, "Hey, this is their defining moment throughout the rest of the season." Because if they could win any of these series, it's gonna prove to the rest of the division and the people they're gonna be playing against in the next 4 weeks, hey, they're serious business, and they're gonna take that eighth place, sixth place, because they're within sixth to eighth place. They're gonna take that, and it's gonna boost them to probably fourth, maybe it could even boost them higher to like third.
And that's a big
So
thing too, because like playoff implications, this is really, really early in the season, but every game matters. So playoff implications are in place from week 1. And this kind of matchup in the middle of the pack is going to be a big deal for both of these guys.
yeah, it's the last week of divisionals for not preseason, for the beginning of the season, and you got to set the tone for when you go and play a different what is it called?
Conference.
Conference. No. Oh yeah. It's different conferences, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you play the other conference, and you gotta find your defining moment where you are as a team, and I think this is gonna be really big for a lot of the teams, but more along the lines of Knights, Express, Pandas, Sharks, Tyrants, and Dodgers. They're gonna have some of the biggest games this weekend to watch. And the pick'ems for CL this week are, evidently Express at Knights, Pandas at Sharks, and then we also got Eclipse at Lightning and Aviators at Hawks. And these are all twos matches right there. So good luck to everyone who was choosing in pick'ems for CL and stuff like that. And I can't wait to see the results of all these games. Moving on to ML, we have the Bears versus Pirates, and this game is one to watch over the weekend. And I say this because it's kind of under the same precedent that I've been going over: is when you don't have a good first 2 weeks, both of these teams haven't. They haven't had the best first 2 weeks, and considering that they're going against each other now, they're going to want at least something to look forward to going out of divisionals here. So they're going to be craving a big win, and I can only imagine that they're going to bring the best firepower over the weekend. So this is definitely a game that I would watch for people that are trying to climb from the bottom to the top. Moving on from Bears versus Pirates, I'm going to talk about the Ducks versus the Hive. And this is a series that is going to outline the divisional standpoint for the rest of the season. So they are as the divisional leaders in both 2s and 3s. They are both fighting for the top spot, and I mean that as in like I believe Ducks. I'll double check myself real quick, but for ML, Ducks in 3s are their divisional leaders. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong there, but I wrote it down earlier. Besides the point here, they're going to be fighting for the top spot, and it's going to foreshadow who's going to be successful later on. Like Pandy was saying, every game counts, every series counts. It all matters, and it starts now. So the Ducks vs Hive is going to be a fantastic series to watch coming on soon. And then for my last series of ML, we have the Blizzard versus the Canes. And this is very similar to what I was saying earlier with the Tyrants versus the Dodgers. Very similar because in Master League 3s, Blizzard are 5th place and Hurricanes are 6th place with the same exact record, the same exact goal differential in 3s. They are practically doing the same exact things. I am super excited to see what happens here. And then we have the Hurricanes in 2s. We have them placed at 18th place and the Blizzard at 6th place. So I wonder if the Hurricanes are going to just bring out everyone, bring out the best of the best here for this weekend to really prove that they deserve to be on top, even though they haven't been able to fully show it in the past couple of weeks.
PL.
Yes.
Time for PL.
Based.
Starting off in PL. Rhinos versus Pandas. This is a big matchup. It's going to be a big test for both these teams. The Pandas coming off of a huge win against the Lightning in 2s. As I mentioned before, they won 4-1. The Lightning actually won that series 4-1 in 3s. So the Pandas coming out 5-5 this week, but they're definitely showing to be a stronger 2s team. But the Lightning are also a stronger 3s team than a 2s team. So it kind of balances out there. But again, the Rhinos are super strong and overall. They had a tough week last week, lost 5-0 to the Flames. But this is a huge divisional matchup. Rhinos versus Pandas, the 2 divisional leaders pretty much. Rhinos at 1 and Pandas at 2 and 2s and 3s respectively. And so, again, the Rhinos are coming back after a tough week. They're looking for blood, and the Pandas are the perfect team to put it against because Yeezy, Alizai, and Knuckle alongside Yellow and Yurden are definitely going to be putting on a show, continuing success that they had in the previous 2 weeks. But the Pandas are looking to hold their spot in 3s, and the Rhinos are coming for it, especially after, like I said, their tough loss last week. But that is going to be one to keep your eye on. That is actually a pick'em match this week. Both matchups I'm going to talk about in depth here are also the pick'ems for PL this week. But Rhinos versus Pandas is definitely going to be the matchup of the week. In my opinion, it's the most balanced. It's definitely going to be a fight to the death pretty much between both teams. But that was Rhinos and Pandas. This one, nice. Next one is the Wolves and Hurricanes. Wolves at 9-1 in 3s, Hurricanes at 5-5. Definitely kind of starting off pretty good. Hurricanes beat the Lightning 3-2 in week 1, lost to the Sabres 3-2 in week 2. So they kind of had some ups and downs this season, definitely trying out some different rosters. So I think they're definitely going to put out one of their better rosters. Definitely going to consist of lefty Alfredo in some sort of way there. But they're going to want to take down the Wolves here. The Wolves are definitely looking, to have as much of a presence as they can this week to continue success as they saw. And that's kind of one thing we talked about earlier too. The Wolves are 9-1 in 3s. I believe they are 6-4 in 2s or 4-6. I can't remember. I think they might actually be 5-5, but some teams are really strong in 3s and some teams are really strong in 2s. So this is the Hurricanes' opportunity to kind of level out the Wolves. They're kind of riding high there in 3s at 9-1, undisputed. I think the next team has 6 wins in all of PL. So the the Wolves are at 9-1. And not even touched there this week. But the Canes are definitely going to whip up a storm. Category 5 Hurricane against after their loss against the Sabres. I'm sorry, I had to do it. But both teams, again, are super strong in 2s and 3s as well as going to be the one to watch here. The Sabres are playing the Lightning this week, looking to continue success they saw last week as well. And other matchups, teams like Dodgers and the Shadow are looking to bounce back.
Very nice. Thank you for being Mr. Based again. Really appreciate it. And I guess from here, let me actually mention, did you mention the pick'ems for PL?
Yeah, so pick'ems this week for PL are Dodgers at Blizzard. That is going to be a streamed match. You guys need to go out and watch that.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to mention, I mentioned his name earlier. Steez for the Blizzard, Lack Shark as well. They're freestylers. So
That's gonna be cool to watch.
they're going to be on stream. They're going to hit some crazy cool shots, and you guys are going to want to watch that. It's on Saturday, I believe, at 9 Eastern. I could be wrong, but that is going to be one of the pick'ems. And then actually Rhinos at Panda is the one that I personally picked, is going to be super, super close. So those guys are without a doubt going to be looking for a great series, especially on stream.
Yeah.
Go out and watch that one.
Sounds great. Thank you, Pandy, again. And we are going to move on to our next topic, which has been a really long time since we've done this last season. And the bangers or hangers.
Oh, man, I'm ready.
Without further ado, let's jump right into that. And if you guys don't know what bangers or hangers is, we're going to be looking at a clip. We're going to be pausing it right before the clip is officially like at its climax, right? And then we're going to guess if it's a banger or if it's going to be a hanger, right? So let's jump into our first clip. Why don't we?
Ooh.
Okay. Let's I don't know, this angle kind of wild.
I don't know what to expect here. I mean, you see the flick.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what to think. That obviously at the crossbar. I think the other blue team player is going to try to come up and save this and own goal, calling it.
Okay. You know, I could see an own goal. I could see an own goal too.
But
the blue player coming here, you know, he's coming along this line trying to save it after it hits the crossbar and then just tapping it in the accident. I've done that.
Right.
I've done
but
that.
This is kind of a dual threat. You've got a hanger of a shot, but a banger because the other team owned goals. That's a long shot, but I'm going with it.
I see. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna make this a little game between you and Bear, actually.
Oh.
So who chooses hanger?
I mean, I'll take hanger.
Okay. Pandy's taking hanger, and Bear, you're going with banger?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with banger.
Alrighty.
You want me to show real quick?
Yeah, any reason? Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Okay,
Show us your
yeah.
reason.
So it's obviously got lots of speed on it, right? So it's gonna hit that, and it's gonna do the down up halfway through, and it's goal, bam.
I see.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
really
that circle
it.
you drew was perfect. I gotta say that was
Thank
really
you.
good.
All those lines were exactly straight.
Given this, let's finish off the clip. Okay. And
Crossbar.
oh, how unfortunate.
It's a hanger.
Well, Mr. Pandy,
I was half right.
1 point. That was 1 point for you. It was a hanger, so you get the full point. Sorry, Bear, you are now.
That's
I was
right.
really hoping the own goal
I'm
would have
FL,
happened.
so technically I'm better anyways. So.
I was really hoping the own goal would happen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair. And I wish there was an own goal, kind of, because I felt like I would have had this sense of home feeling of how much an own goal. It would have made me feel better about myself. You know what I mean? Knowing that other people do it just as much as I do.
That's fair. That's right. Do we know which league that one was?
I think bangers and hangers don't have to be from a specific league. Like, it's just community
It's
submitted
just normal
from your
matches,
ranked
yeah.
games and stuff like that.
Either
So
way,
if you
thank
guys
you to
do
whoever
have any
submitted.
shots, feel free to submit them. We do have a link. There might be an exclamation point thing that you could do in the MLE thing. I don't know. Comments. So if you ever do have a shot that you're like, this could trick the panelists, submit it, please, and it will most likely be played here. And we'll give you maybe a shout out. I don't know. Depends on the day. But without further ado, we're gonna hop into the second banger hanger shot, which hopefully is a little bit less confusing for us. But we don't know. So yeah, let's jump into that one. Okay. Hey,
Show the mechanics.
Okay.
Ooh, this is a
Alright,
rough spot to. This is a rough spot to stop it.
Alright. Bear, how about you start this time? How about
I'm
you start
saying
this time?
hanger already. Or no,
Oh, he
banger.
says-
No, sorry,
you-
banger. I'm saying banger already.
Banger already. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you say banger, dude? Why do you say banger?
Why do I say banger? Mainly, I don't know. A lot of it does have to do with the fact
Mhm.
that he's already done his spinny spins. All right, to get to there. All right,
Yeah.
now all he has to do is go up to the ball and collect the ball, send it down, double tap. Easy stuff for FL++. So
You guys heard it here first. That is not an aerial. This is not an
No,
air
it's a
roll.
spinny thing.
It's a
It's a
spinny
spinny
spin.
thing.
It's
Okay.
a spinny thing
let's
spin.
clarify this. It's a spinny thing. He did the
It's a
spinny thing,
And
and then he's gonna
honestly,
hit the ball while doing the spinny thing.
if I've learned anything from Star Wars, it's that spinning automatically makes you dodge lightning things, and apparently spinning makes you hit shots. So
Exactly.
for all of those striving to get better, just spin. That's all.
Yes, that's how you do it.
Air roll.
Alrighty, Pandy, what is your justification and what
All
are you
right.
thinking?
Here's
about
my concise, in-depth analysis. You see, he's got air roll right here. Air roll right, spin in here. It means the nose is going to go this way. It's going to be facing the ball. This ball is pretty fast off the backboard. So you're expecting it to come back this way a little bit, getting 3D images. But this is going to be a tough shot to score. This is a really tough spot to pause this in. Thank you, producer,
Yeah.
for making this easy on us.
it?
But this entire net is wide open. So my thing is, you see an open net, you're like, oh man, I'm right in front of a really cool shot. I'm going to score this, but it gets in your head. You're going to miss. It's going to hit either the far post or it's just going to completely too tight of an angle. And we're going to go off to the left. I'm calling it a hanger.
If this was me playing here, I would go for the double tap, and if anyone knows me, I would hit the ball, and it would I'd probably just miss the entire goal. So I gotta say, I think I'm kind of swinging towards hanger here, but I would love to be corrected. So why don't we finish off this clip and see who was right? Handy or Bear?
Oh man, nice shot.
That was a nice shot. That was really well played off the wheels of his car and everything.
Had the right
Yeah.
idea.
You did. He just didn't keep air rolling, I guess.
Right. If he would have kept
Yeah.
air rolling, or if they would have kept air rolling, then we may have seen a different result. But that's a
this is
fantastic shot.
This is a contradicting what he said. He stopped spinning there, so you lied.
Well,
Bingo
no,
board.
but
He
here's the
stopped.
thing. The only reason I knew that one was going to go in is because I'm actually in the FL Plus, the one that did it. No, not really. It's not even going. No, he did spin up to the ball, and then the ball spun after he hit it into the goal. And I mean, just enough spinning. Kerbal Space Program taught me a lot.
I see. Well,
Just keep spinning.
we have 2 more wonderful clips to go through for bangers or hangers. So we currently wait. Who won this last one? You
I did.
Bear. You did. Okay,
Yeah.
we're 1 and
Yeah.
1. We are 1-1 right now. So let's hop into clip 3 and see who's gonna take home the cake. Am I right?
Me.
I don't know, man.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, this is an interesting spot to stop at. You don't really get the full angle of where he's gonna flip and stuff like that. But Pandy, why don't you give us your analysis on what you think's gonna happen?
Okay, so this is a really tough angle. I don't foresee this ball being scored directly. So you see this player jump out of the corner. There's really not enough of an angle to get this in based off the position of the car. If they flip forward, this ball is going straight to the backboard. So you see the defenders out here to the left. I'm hoping this player is a little bit higher ranked. Otherwise, everything I'm saying is obsolete. But I have a feeling it's going to be really hard to score this angle. I don't foresee that happening. So I think there's going to be a little catch right here and then a dribble into the net.
Okay.
Banger.
Okay. So this is basically a coaching session by Pandy. So if you're ever in this situation, do what he just said.
My DMs are open.
So you're saying banger,
It's a banger.
Banger. You're okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
because he said banger, I'm gonna have to say hanger. But I think that they are gonna do a little flippity flip right here, right? Hit the ball. Ball's gonna go backboard, like he said was gonna happen if they flip. Because if they still have their flip, they're gonna think I've got a flip, and then they're gonna flip. You get what I'm saying?
This is the hardest thing to understand of what you just said. But I gotta say,
Too many lines.
at least your circles are getting better.
That's a really nice graphic there, Bear. It's
you.
very clear to read what's going on here.
Spin, or he's gonna flip right here into the ball. All right, into the ball, and the ball is gonna go from here to the backboard. Jeez, drawing arrows is so hard.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
with,
just like that.
with Pandy saying banger and Bear singing hanger, let's see who was correct. Let's play the rest of this clip right here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pandy was like near perfectly correct with what just happened. Near perfect. Like, I don't know if you could have gotten any more close to the in-depth analysis he just said there.
Coach
That was
Pandy,
incredible.
I'd like to point out I've received 2 DMs already.
Nice.
Thank you, Solus.
Nice. Oh man, that is great. Okay, well, sorry, Bear, you are down to what?
All right.
I'm winning this.
Well, we'll see. We have one more clip to go through, and this final clip is gonna see if we tie or if Pandy's truly taking the cake here, dude. So let's run that clip and see if it's a banger or hanger, boys.
Oh, this is an own goal waiting to happen.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm sorry. This is a save the goal by your teammate waiting to happen.
I see. I see. Well, Bear, why don't you tell us what you think's gonna happen?
Okay. So I'm gonna go with banger because it sounds like he's already going with hanger. What I think's gonna happen, the ball is going to shoot from where it's at, right there. It's gonna
Mhm.
shoot. What a great line. Right there. This guy already, you can see he's turning by his boost. So he's going right there. The ball is gonna hit the side of this guy, and it's just gonna go straight into the net. And that guy, we're gonna act like he doesn't exist. That
Valid
guy
argument.
doesn't.
Poor
None of those
Sneak.
guys right there exist. So it's basically an open net. He's just got to throw it here, and then this guy's got to give it a little butt tap, almost kind of send it in. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta say, Bear, you should go work for Epic Games. Like, you could really create new development here. This is the most intense, intelligent thing I've ever heard.
Thank you. Yeah, that's where I'm going with it. That's my. It's gonna be a banger. for
Okay,
sure.
so banger from Bear. And how about you, Pandy? How are you gonna defend this hanger position?
Okay, so you see this guy here, right? His car is angled towards the ceiling. This ball is headed directly down here. This guy's car, you see his headlights are facing this way. Therefore, this ball is going to be hit down pretty hard. And it is either going to hit crossbar down into this player and it's going to go straight out this way, or this guy's just going to directly save it and hopefully it ends up in an own goal, because in this position, you have to be scoring this.
Fair enough. Okay, well, thank you, Pandy, for that one. Now let's run the rest of the clip and see what truly happens. Will Pandy take the cake here?
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Bear. Okay.
I guess they didn't exist. I guess he was right.
I guess not.
Yeah, that's
guess
what I
not.
said. They don't
Yeah,
exist.
they don't exist. Well, I guess when in doubt and I'm playing MLE games, I'm just gonna sit there and be like, the Legend Bear told me that just to act like they don't exist.
Exactly.
I guess I think that's gonna make me a better player. What do you think, Ben? Would you take that advice, Bandy?
I think that's a very fair, balanced statement. Pretend they don't exist, but in PL, if you say that, you're getting scored on and dusted.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, that's enough bangers or hangers. We are gonna now hop into some of our fan favorite pieces, the power rankings. This week we're gonna be talking about standard power rankings, and if you guys want to see more of the power rankings after this show, there is a link you can click. It's updated every week, and they do awesome power rankings. So big props and thank you to everyone who does power rankings. I think Pandy, you do power rankings.
I do.
Yeah, see?
I'm a
Bear
part
also
of the
does it.
I'm a part of the leadership for power ranking. So it is between Desk
Nice.
Jockey, Midget, me, and Crazy Legs, who does our fantastic graphics.
In fact, the only
nice.
person here that doesn't is you Sky Guys. So
I'm literally, I literally made the team for you guys. Okay, I fought for it.
whatever.
I fought for it. Don't even try to give me that because without me, power rankings would have not been a thing in OpenNet. Okay.
Wow, y'all see this toxicity just like taking all the
Hey,
credit
I wasn't
away from
trying
Pandy
to.
and Desk
You
Make
did
me
it.
the host.
doing
You
all
did
the
it.
things.
You made it happen. I was not trying to be like that. I was just trying to give them you guys your credit and be nice, but you pulled it up, and I was like, all right, well, now I got to defend myself. What did I do? Everything.
Oh,
Alrighty.
man.
Well, let's check out the threes power rankings for FL. Bear, tell us about this. What's going on here, buddy?
I will tell you about it. I don't know who was in this, mainly because I didn't do anything with it this week. I did last week, but for some reason Jets is 15, so I know something's wrong. I'm
Oh,
assuming
man.
Pandy did this.
Biggest flopper.
That's just my guess.
You telling me my expertise is not valid?
That's what I'm telling you. Mainly because biggest floppers would not be 15, it would be 16 because there's 16 teams in FL.
It's who moves down the most.
Yeah, it's who moves down the most, and you move down 5 whole spots, Bear.
Is this in
Bear, this is your team, man.
This is your team, dude. Like, what are you doing?
That's not true though. We're obviously the biggest groovers and we're about to get into the playoffs just like we already are in twos.
We'll see
Because
next week. We'll see next week.
we're just better. So I don't know how I feel about this Jets being biggest flop. But anyways, to tell you what's going on, Comets in first place, that makes sense. Knights in second is iffy. Rhinos are pretty decent. Hive are pretty decent. Spartans are okay. Hawks definitely are going to move down. I agree with most of this except for the Knights moving up.
Dude,
I don't know if I'm supposed to...
like Hive is solid, Spartans are solid. My team's the best because we're in 15th place, you know.
We're second to last, and we're the best team.
No, so like Comets, I'll give them first, and then Jets for now. Until
Comets
the
better have
championship.
first after their performance on the mainstream this past
Dude, they
weekend.
did great.
Yeah,
Well, they played demo, right? Or is that wrong?
they scored 35 goals.
So yeah,
So.
I don't want to.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why 16's not on here. But we don't have to discuss who that is, so we can move on from here.
Those power rankings were done this week by Wasabiaki and Desk Jockey.
Oh,
so credit to them. Go ahead and
Desk
enter
Jockey,
their
hold
DMs
up.
if you have a problem.
Desk Jockey's on my team, and he put Jets. I'm gonna schedule a team meeting real quick.
Hey, for those wondering, beside what Bear says, these are completely non-biased by people who do it. We go off of strength of schedule, strength of rosters, and stats for the week as well, for those who are wondering, because we had a lot of questions about that last week. So strength of schedule for their opponents as well, the rosters that played, and considering their salaries as well as statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And whether I want to deny it or not, threes
mostly
wise,
it is
very
non-biased.
accurate. Yeah,
this
is actually pretty accurate for threes. I'll give them that.
Understandable. I mean, if you're on a team, what would you expect, right? Just Bear.
Okay. All right. I haven't played threes, so I can't.
Oh, doing the Pandy. Blame it on the teammates, of course.
It is not
Doing
the teammates. My teammates are
Doing the
goated.
Pandy.
Don't even act like that. Sky Guy, I think you're just jealous because your teammates aren't as good as mine and Pandy's.
I don't know. We did pretty good, but we did do it on stream. Pandy was there. Pandy was there.
I was there.
Okay. Yeah.
He was there. I was with my teammates. Just saying. Whatever. All right, let's move into AL. Enough animosity. Fair. Would you like to tell us about
this
AL?
is me. Okay.
No.
AL, I don't disagree with a lot of this. Blizzard definitely could be higher, but as far as it goes, it's pretty accurate. Sharks did very well. Aviators did very well. Blizzard, I guess they did move down. They lost which series did they lose? Do you know, Pandy or Sky Guy, either one?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, there was one of the series that they lost. Biggest floppers, pandas. I saw that there definitely is pandas in the chat. We'll see how they feel about that. Don't look at floppers. Yeah, so biggest floppers, semi-accurate. Biggest groovers, Wizards and Wolves. I'll give that. They both did really good. Yeah, overall, this is pretty accurate. Hurricanes did really well, or decent. Hawks did very well. But yeah, as far as it goes, power rankings: number 1 Sharks, number 2 Aviators, and then the person who lost the most on the tier is Pandas. Sorry, all the pandas in the chat.
Very sad, but honestly, big props to the Sharks right there going up. Is that 12? Right, that's 12.
That's huge.
And Wizards, wait, does that say 23 for the Wizards? 21. Also,
Talk about a
good job.
turnaround. Holy cow.
I know, right? From week 1 to week 2, they fantastic job. Fantastic. Oh wait, Wolves are up. Oh wait. Okay, no. Oh no, they went up 12 spots, not up 21 spots. Got it. I see it now. They last time they were for 21st spot. That's what it said.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is what happens when you're not on the power ranking.
Yeah, obviously. No.
Alrighty, well, let's move into CL3 power rankings, our standard, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. So, as I was saying earlier, big games from the Blizzard being first place. Right, last week they were in 4th place, and now they're in 1st. I'm not surprised by that at all. Them going 9-1 in both 2s and 3s, fantastic job. Knights here, I'm a bit surprised that they aren't first in 3s. Wait, actually, hold on. Let me double check my work because I thought the Knights are 10-0. Yeah, the Knights are 10-0 in 3s. No, maybe. Yes, Knights are 10-0 in 3s. So I'm a bit surprised, right? I'm a bit surprised that they are not number 1 here for CL, considering that they are, no, but as we said before, it also depends on scheduling and all that fun stuff. So I can understand it because Blizzard were doing a fantastic job. But I'm a bit surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if this next week Knights are on top. So go ahead and take a look at that next week, guys. Pandas can finally be a little bit happy and give a little smile here on 3rd place instead of being 26th or whatever last time. So that's okay. Pandas W rather than a Pandas L from last time. Well done. So we got some other teams that are really bounced up too, like the Tyrants. The Tyrants were is that 7? They went up 7. Comets went up 8. Hive went up 17 spots. Oh my god. Really climbing the ladder, boys.
Up to 7. That's not easy to do.
Previously 24, now 7. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's crazy, dude. 17. That's very good job.
That's kind of to be expected too, because it's early, so a lot of movement can happen. But still, that's in a league of 32 teams. That is really impressive.
Indeed. Yeah. Indeed. So then we got the Bulls going up. What is that? At 11? I think it's 11 spots, right? Unfortunately, Rhinos going down a little bit. That's okay. The Dodgers going down a little bit. I mean, Dodgers and Rhinos are both going to have really good series this upcoming weekend. So I'm actually kind of curious where they're going to be next week. Because I know Dodgers teams are really good.
Dodgers went down from 1st to, which they had a 5-0 first week and then lost 1-4 this last week. So
that's
6-4 record still pretty decent, but yeah, definitely went down a little bit on the.
Yep.
I would also like to point out one thing real quick. We had a reporting error last week for CL2s. The Outlaws, I believe, had a reporting error as far as stats go, so their power rankings are going to be a bit skewed this week. Evil, I would like to point out, said that, hey, we fixed it, and his team is now number 1 in the power rankings, as they were 31st last week. Yeah, power rankings. They were 31st last week due to a reporting error for their series. And Evil, who was on the Outlaws, or was it the Outlaws or was it the Tyrants? Can't remember. But
the Evil Flashy, he's the Outlaws.
Yeah. And they are now number 1. So that is what happens. That's why you'll see a plus 30 for CL2s. There was a reporting error last week for those who are confused about it.
Beast. Alrighty, let's hop into ML3s now. Standard for ML is going to be set high because they're supposed to be good, right? Andy says so.
I mean,
Supposed to be.
supposed to be.
It's supposed to. Alrighty. Well, we have a very similar situation here to what I was just talking about in CL, where the Foxes are actually 10-0, but the Dodgers are 9-1. So, like I said before, it all depends on the situation and how we rank them. But nevertheless, two really good teams at that top slot. Super excited to see how it continues on. We got Spectre jumping up. What is that? 12? Yeah, 12 spots. So good job from Spectre going from 15 to third, putting them in a really good position, first place in their division now. It's awesome, right? Blizzard staying at a solid 4. Blizzard's a really good franchise all around from FL. Or do they even have an FL team this season?
Blizzard does not.
This
I
is not.
could be
They
wrong.
but they do have a PL. So they have AL through PL. So
Yeah.
they have really good franchise from AL through PL. Props to them. Jets on top. You know, going down a little bit. That's okay. It's fine.
Well, I disagree with that, but it's okay. We're ranked 30 official standings, but you know,
You,
not.
Barry, you can take it up with Zach V because he did these.
Yep, take it up with Zach V. Fight Zach V. Okay.
Hashtag
So now we
fight Zach
got-
V in chat.
Honestly, yeah.
we got the Tyrants jumping up 16 spots from the 22nd spot to the 6th spot. Good job to the Tyrants, really giving themselves solid positioning right here. This puts them in second place in their division, and they were going against the Dodgers this week. So I'm super excited to see how that turns out, considering that they're number 1 and number 6.
It's a
I
big
believe, at
matchup.
least, right? That's what I said. They were playing the Dodgers this week.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
You said that was like the biggest matchup to watch in ML. So
that's
it's
right.
gonna
That's
be
right. I did say that.
Huge
Yeah.
matchup.
Huge, absolutely huge. We got the Canes going down a little bit, which is fine. You know, they're being coached by Mr. Delta himself. I did an interview last week. If you guys want to see an interview with
Love Delta.
Yeah, love Delta. He's such a good guy. If you guys don't know Delta very much, you should get to know him. He's such a nice guy. Just one of the best wholehearted dudes around. Did an interview with him last week. If you guys want to see that, feel free to go and see the VOD of it. We're going to be posting clips of it and more clips of me interviewing franchise managers coming soon. So, yeah, moving on from that, we got the Hive jumping down from 6th to 8th. Unfortunate, a little bit of drops. Honestly, I think there's more drops in this league than there have been in the other leagues. There's only 3, but I don't think we've had many drops. Flames coming up from 20th to the 9th, and the Outlaws going from 13 to 10. So some solid ups and downs here. Puffins going down 16. Sorry to the Puffins. I don't really know anyone on the Puffins. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they're just one of that franchises that I just don't know anyone.
I
You
felt
know
like
anyone from the
I
Puffins?
I know Lychee was there last season, but I don't know about this season.
I think he's with the Lychee is with the Sabres now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He was with Puffins last season, right?
Shout out Lychee.
Yeah, shout out Lychee.
Lychee Beast.
OG cool guy. OG cool guy. Let's just go with that because I couldn't think of a official directing production guy.
Mm.
Whatever that.
Alrighty, well, I think it's time to be based again, Mr. Pandy. Can we get a PL power rankings for threes? Give us the most in-depth analysis.
We
but not
sure
too
can.
much.
Of course, I'm on OpenNet the week that my team is power ranked first, but
Mm.
the Lightning taking the competition by storm once again. I'm sorry I had to do it. Hurricanes also taking the competition by storm in threes, excuse me. But yeah, Flames with a huge jump up 5 spots after 5-0ing the Rhinos. They're going to drop a little bit. But again, no doubt the Rhinos will bounce back from it. Only 10 teams in PL, so a lot of movement, or actually not much movement from the teams. But going up 5 spots for the Flames, that is massive. That's not an easy thing to do, especially against the Rhinos, who were 3rd last week. And it really comes down to like we said, what we consider for power rankings. The Wolves are 9-1 in threes right now. They aren't number 1 because they may have played against teams that may have been struggling a little bit. I believe they played against the Shadow and the Blizzard, who are 8th and 10th right now. So they're going to have, like I said, a big test this week. I think it was the Blizzard they're playing. Or no, they're not the Blizzard. They are playing the... I don't remember. But they're playing somebody this week. It's a big matchup for them. I believe it's the Pandas, actually. It's not the Pandas. Whatever.
Which team?
We'll
Which
get to
team?
it. It's the Wolves.
The Wolves are playing against the
Hurricanes. Hurricanes. Yes, I'm so sorry. I cannot
I'm a
speak.
week ahead.
No.
Yeah.
The Wolves play the Lightning in week 4, but
4.
yeah, the Wolves and Hurricanes, 2 versus 4. That's going to be a huge matchup. The Wolves definitely a test at 9-1. The Shadow, the Sabres. Actually, the Sabres took up their first win of the season this week. Congratulations again to Remy, Nezzy, and Light for that. But shout out to Talo, Sparta, and Cheems for getting the dub this week. against the Pandas. They're going to drop a little bit, but without a doubt, we're going to see them bounce back. The Dodgers up a few spots as well, as they took a huge win over the Shadow. And without a doubt, all 10 teams in this league are very skilled. Standout players this week, definitely Yeezy is one that put on an absolute clinic in net. Sparta and Cheems, a huge duo. Talo accompanying them as well, of course. Lefty and Alfredo, huge one as well. And Dustin, gotta shout out Dustin from the Flames, coming off of FA and putting on a show this week against the Rhinos in threes. Definitely a player that is going to be fantastic for them this week, or for the rest of the season as well.
Awesome. Thank you for that wonderful based analysis. And I'm sure everyone from PL is thanking you so much for finally coming on and being so based. We love it. We love it, don't we?
Love PL.
Give Pandy some love in the comments. Give him a kiss. But that wraps it up for power rankings. So back to seeing only our beautiful faces, right? Because I know you guys all love that. These beautiful faces here. I'd like to just say thank you all for coming to OpenNet. We are now wrapping it up. Thank you, Pandy, as your first time. Thank you for coming back, Barrett. You guys are amazing. So without further ado, I'll catch you guys all on the flip side.